Yesterday, Jake had nothing. No money, no connections, no future anyone believed in. Just a small room, a tired body, and a promise he made to himself a long time ago. Be a good man. And now, everything had changed. The car slowed down, then stopped. Jake didn't move right away. His hand rested on the door handle, but something held him back. Outside the window, a building so tall, it didn't feel real. Glass stretching into the sky. People in perfect suits, walking fast, talking low, like they had never struggled a day in their lives. Jake looked at his reflection in the glass. Same face, same eyes, but this time, there was something else. Pressure. He opened the door, stepped out, and the moment his feet touched the ground, he felt it. Not noise, not chaos. Something worse. Silence. Cold, controlled, heavy silence. Like this place had rules, and you either followed them, or disappeared. Jake walked forward, slow, measured. People passed him. No one spoke, but they looked. Quick glances, up and down, judging, deciding. In just a second, they already knew. He didn't belong here. The glass doors opened. Jake stepped inside, and the world changed again. Cleaner air, colder space, no laughter, no wasted motion. Everything precise, everything sharp, everything distant. And Jake was the only thing that didn't fit. Follow me. A voice cut through the silence. Jake turned. A woman in black. No smile. No warmth. Only efficiency. He nodded. Followed. The elevator door closed. No one pressed a button. It moved anyway. Up. Higher. Higher. Jake watched the numbers climb. And with each floor, something tightened in his chest. This wasn't just a building. This was a system. And once you entered, there was no leaving unchanged. The doors opened. A different floor. Softer. Quieter. More expensive. At the end, a single door. Dark wood. Simple, but powerful. Knock. Come in. That voice again. Calm. Controlled. Dangerous. Jake stepped inside. Mr. Vance stood by the window, looking down at the city, like it belonged to him. Maybe it did. You came. I said I would. A pause. Then, you saved my life. Jake said nothing. Vance continued. But this world, he turned slowly, doesn't care about that. Jake met his eyes. I didn't do it for this world. Silence. Then, a faint shift. Interest. Good. Vance walked to his desk, placed a thin file in front of Jake. From today, you work for me. No contract. No explanation. Just decision. You will drive when needed. You will assist when told. And most importantly, he leaned forward slightly. You will observe. You will see things others don't. You will hear things you shouldn't. And you will learn. A pause. Fast. If you make a mistake, you're out. If you betray me, his voice dropped. You disappear. No emotion. Just truth. Jake nodded. I understand. And just like that, his new life began. He changed into a black suit. Clean. Simple. Sharp. Jake stood in front of the mirror. And for a second, he didn't recognize the person looking back. He looked like he belonged. But inside, he knew he didn't. You're late. Jake turned. A man leaned against the door, relaxed. Sharp eyes. A smile that didn't reach them. Daniel, senior assistant. Jake nodded. Jake. Daniel chuckled softly. I know. He stepped closer. Studied him. Slowly. Carefully. So, you're the one. Pause. The hero. Jake stayed quiet. Daniel leaned in. Lower voice. Cola tone. Let me explain something to you. This place is not for people like you. Jake held his gaze. Then I'll learn. Daniel smiled. But there was no warmth. Everyone says that. Then. A whisper. Barely audible. But not everyone survives long enough to prove it. Jake didn't respond. But inside, something shifted. Mid-build-up, the first few hours. Too quiet, too clean, too controlled. Jake followed instructions, watched everything, memorized patterns. But something felt wrong. Then it started. Jake, this file is outdated. Jake, this isn't correct. Jake, you missed the schedule. Jake, no one told you. Mistakes. Too many. Too fast. Too perfect. Jake frowned. He had checked everything. Twice. Carefully. So how? He stopped. Someone was changing things. After him. Setting him up. Jake didn't react. Not yet. Afternoon. Suddenly. Jake. Cold voice. Security. Standing behind him. You need to come with us. The entire floor went silent. People stopped typing. Stopped moving. Watching. Jake didn't resist. Didn't ask. He followed. They led him to a separate room. Empty. Cold. Closed door. A file dropped on the table. Confidential mishandling. Multiple errors. Violation of internal protocol. Jake looked at the papers. Every mistake. Every flaw. All pointing to him. Your access is suspended. Silence. You're done. Just like that. Jake stood there. Still. Quiet. This wasn't an accident. This was execution. Clean. Efficient. Final. For a moment. Everything went silent inside his head. Then. A memory. A small room. His mother coughing. Weak. Smiling anyway. You just have to keep going, no matter what. Jake slowly exhaled. No. The man looked up. What? Jake lifted his eyes. Sharp now. Focused. This isn't over. That night. Jake came back. Unauthorized. The building was nearly empty. Lights dim. Security minimal. He sat down. Opened the system. If they wanted him out, they wouldn't expect him to fight back. Jake started digging. Logs. Access history. Camera feeds. Timestamps. Minute by minute. Second by second. His breathing slowed. Mind sharpened. Because this wasn't about the job anymore. This was survival. And then. He saw it. A timestamp. His ID. Used at a time. He wasn't even in the building. Jake froze. Just for a second. Then smiled faintly. Got you. Next morning. Emergency meeting. Tension filled the room. Heavy. Dangerous. Alert. Major. Critical. Names were listed. Access logs reviewed. Then. Jake's name. All eyes turned. You had access. You handled the file. You were last. Daniel stepped forward. Calm. Professional. Deadly. Jake was responsible. Perfect. Clean. Final push. Jake stepped forward. I didn't do it. Silence. Then prove it. Jake looked at Vance. 15 minutes. A pause. Sure. Pressure doubled. Jake nodded. Enough. He moved. Fast. Precise. No hesitation. Then. Returned. Placed the data on the table. They used my name. Pause. But not me. Silence. Then. Movement. Eyes shifting. Thinking. Connecting. And slowly. Turning. Toward Daniel. For the first time. Daniel didn't smile. Vance spoke. One word. Explain. Daniel opened his mouth. Stopped. That 1 second. Destroyed everything. Because here. Hesitation. Is guilt. The meeting ended quietly. Too quietly. Daniel walked past Jake. Stopped. Whispered. You think you won? A pause. Longer. Colder. You just made yourself visible. Then he walked away. Jake didn't respond. But now. He understood. Daniel wasn't the biggest threat. Just the first one. That night. Vance called him in. You learn fast. Pause. That makes you valuable. Another pause. And dangerous. Jake asked quietly. For who? Vance smiled faintly. We'll find out. He turned back to the window. Stay close to me. or you won't survive. Jake walked out. The building was silent again. But this time, it felt different. Because now, he knew the truth. This place wasn't about work. It was about power. And people would destroy anything to keep it. Jake stepped outside. City lights stretching endlessly. He didn't feel small anymore. He felt awake. But deep down, he knew this wasn't a victory. This was an invitation to something much worse. Jake looked up, took a slow breath. I'm not leaving. Because next time, they won't try to frame him. They will try to break him completely.